Hi, Brian Stecker here from Boomer Fitness, and I want to talk to you about 8 tips to boost your metabolism over the age of 50. Who am I? I'm Brian Stecker. I've been a personal trainer for the past 16 years, and I've owned a gym here in Vancouver, Washington, where we help men and women over the age of 40, 50, and 60 get in the best shape of their life. All right, one of the main reasons why a lot of people want to start boosting their metabolism when I meet with them for the first time is that they've gained a lot of body fat. They said, well, hey, my goal is to lose some body fat. And what begins to happen at the age of 30, unless you're doing some kind of things to boost your metabolism, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you start to decrease your metabolism over time, and that usually comes from muscle loss or inactivity, due to other areas of focus in your life, or just not knowing. All right, so the first tip that you want to get into when it's going to build your metabolism is you want to build some muscle. All right, so over the age of 30, you begin to lose about 3% lean body mass a year over that time frame. All right, so unless you're doing something to build that muscle back up. So you've lost a significant amount of muscle, so the metabolism has suffered. What you want to do to boost your metabolism is to start to build muscle, because at rest, your body begins to burn more calories at rest. So every pound of muscle that you have will burn an extra 35 to 50 calories per day at rest. So the number one way to go about building muscle is you want to use compound movements. They're going to work multiple muscle groups. So a simple way so you think of the big ones. You think of like pull-ups or lat pull-downs. You think of like dumbbell rows or seated rows. You think of squats, lunges, deadlifts, bench presses, push-ups. You think of those progressions. And where you want to start out with, and a lot of times when I meet with somebody and work with them, is they haven't done anything for a long period of time, so they're deconditioned. So if you haven't done anything for more than 6 months, or haven't been consistent with an exercise program for 6 months, I would start twice a week with a total body routine. There's plenty of them here on the channel that can help you out getting started with that. The other thing, if you really want to build, you want to progress after that first 6 to 8 weeks of doing that twice a week. You want to start progressing into training 3 to 4 times a week in a total body routine or a split routine fashion that's going to help building up your muscle. All right, so that's the number one tip. Start focusing on building lean tissue. And as we go through this, it's not just going to be one thing that's going to boost your metabolism, but if you do each one of these things, it's going to be an exponential and explosive growth in your metabolism. And I know that's what you want. All right, the next one is you want to increase your daily activity burn. And what does that look like? This is a very simple one. And when we do kickoff meetings with our clients, we'll sit down and say, hey, we need to bring up your general daily activity. What does that look like? So I'll sit down with the client, say, hey, I noticed you got a Fitbit on. Let's take a look at your Fitbit. And we take a look at the Fitbit, and I'll say, hey, let's look at your weekly average for steps. And next thing you know, it's like 23,000, 25,000 steps. Divide that by 7, so you're getting like 2,500 to 3,000 steps per day. When you're looking at that, you're only burning an extra, maybe 100 to 300 calories above your BMR. So the simplest way to build up your daily activity burn is to increase your number of steps and set up a walking plan, or just throughout the day, get more walking in. So like, what some of my clients do, first thing they do in the morning, they go for a 10-minute walk. At lunchtime, go for a 10-minute walk. Maybe they park a little bit farther away. But the simplest way, just set a goal. If you're, take a look at your Fitbit, look at your smartwatch, look at your phone, and look down and be like, oh man, okay, this is what I'm averaging per day. Let's bump that up. So shoot for a goal on the low end of 5,000, and then start progressing up every 2 weeks by 2,500 till you get up to that 10,000 steps per day. The great thing about getting those 10,000 steps in per day and just going for walks is that's not going to put a lot of stress on your body, and it's something that's very easy to maintain. So just work on that. The number 3 thing that you want to do to boost your metabolism is, a lot of time when people start to begin to gain body fat, what they begin to do is they start to crash diet, slash their calories too much. So what I want you to do is I want you to eat to your BMR. And your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. And you can type in it in Google, or go into an app like MyFitnessPal, And in there, it's going to give you your BMR. That is the base calories that you have to burn every single day just to stay even for your weight or to have the energy, do your daily tasks. All right, so with that being said, let's eat to your BMR, because what ends up happening is when people begin to slash their calories too much, their metabolism goes down. So by eating up to your BMR, you're going to have more energy to do more daily activity and to go to the gym and start to do some resistance training to build more muscle. Start to eat whole foods. That's tip number 4. And the reason why I want to eat whole foods is you're going to get what's called a thermal effective food. It's just all that really means is that by eating that whole foods, it's going to burn an extra 10 to 30% calories per day, because your body's got to digest and break those things down. The other reason why you want to eat more whole foods, and has nothing to do with really boosting your metabolism, just has more nutrients into it, and that'll go a long way for you. Next one, number 5, is you want to get more sleep. When you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, that is where a lot of your healthy hormones are being produced. And having a lot of these good healthy hormones like growth hormone, it's going to help you with building your muscle when you're doing an activity program, and it's going to help boost that metabolism. All right, number 6 is we want to cut down more alcohol. If you look at general facts around alcohol, a recommendation is men shouldn't have more than 21 drinks per week, and women shouldn't have more than 14 drinks per week. But what we got to remember with alcohol is a poison. All right. So I'm not the alcohol police here. I enjoy a drink now and then, but we got to have some limits on what we're doing here. And let's just talk about this from a straight point of view, is that alcohol is a poison. So if you ingest alcohol, everything in moderation, right? But if you ingest alcohol, the first thing your body's going to be like, we got to get rid of this poison, all right? So your body, the number one thing that it's going to work on is getting that alcohol out of your system. So if you have one drink, a shot, 4 to 5 ounces of wine, a beer, depending on if it's a IPA, higher in alcohol, your body's going to spend an hour or two getting that out of your body. Okay. So it's spending that. But what it's going to do then is it's going to, from that point, it's going to take your food and it's going to put that on the back burner, and your body is going to begin to store that fat. Also, when you drink alcohol, it slows down your central nervous system. And you're going to wake up the next day, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel sluggish, or if you're at that higher limit of 14 to 21 drinks per week, you're not going to have a real desire to do a lot of things. It's going to really relax you, it's going to calm you down. All right, so the number one thing when boosting your metabolism on alcohol is set yourself a limit. What works for a lot of our clients is, number 1, set yourself a 21-day to 28-day challenge. When you set yourself a 21-day or 28-day challenge, what begins to happen is, number 1, you're not consuming a lot of those extra calories that are in alcohol. But the other thing is you're starting to teach yourself with your exercise routine that you really don't need it. So what we see a lot of clients do is they go away from it for 21 to 28 days and they're seeing that they're gaining more energy. And then when they go back and they have one, they're not getting the same feeling that they did or same benefit that they did from alcohol. So that's the number one thing. Set a 21 to 28 day challenge around limiting your alcohol and then see what you can do from there. And the other one is set a weekly limit. So what a lot of works extremely well for our clients here online and in person is limiting their alcohol to no more than 3 drinks in a week and no more than 1 in a sitting. What that does is it puts the buffer on the number of drinks that you're having and overall number of calories that you're taking in. So there's the facts there around alcohol. Last one with alcohol is it gives you the munchies, and this one doesn't have to do with boosting your metabolism. This is the word my clients use. They get the munchies. So they get their munchies and they end up consuming extra calories that they normally wouldn't have consumed before. That's not a different thing. All right, next one is increase your protein intake. When you're increasing your protein, that's going to help you build lean body mass. Also, your body has to work harder at breaking down and digesting protein. So it's going to boost your metabolism by consuming more protein. The last thing that I really have to stress and get on a soapbox about is you got to get some accountability and support. I'm working with an online client right now, and he told me that he was consistent for a certain period of time and would get to a certain level and then wasn't able to get through it. And I really commend this individual. I'm really proud of him. And I don't want to say their name to protect their confidentiality. But what I really respect and what I'm really proud about is that they were able to make that distinction. Like they got so far, but they would try and stop, try and stop, try and stop. So they reached out to me. They got some accountability. We put a plan together. We created that communication cycle of following up. Hey, what's going well? What's not going well? What's working for you? What's not working for you? Measuring the results. And it was really cool to see in that period of time, in a short amount of time, 8 weeks, they were able to lose 20 pounds. Not saying that you're going to lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks, because I can't guarantee, you're going to put in the work on all these other things, but just shows you like when you put your focus on something, you put your commitment into something, you get that accountability, you can rise up above those sticking points to where you're at. If you want help with your accountability and your support, I'd love to help you out. I've got the Boomer Fitness Breakthrough Program. Down below, there's a link. It's a link to my schedule. We can schedule a time where you and I can hop on a call together. And what we'll find out is what you've tried, what your goals are, why this is important to you, what your biggest struggles are. And then we will decide if it's a good fit for us to work together. What this call is it's not about putting a plan together. It's about you and I working together, breaking through to live your best life. And I would absolutely love to help you with that, and it would be an honor. All right, so that was our video for today. Make sure you give this a like, share it with your friends, and have yourself a great day.